Hey guys, I made an extension that makes it near instantaneous to set up videos that otherwise might take you possible minutes, even if you use AI. And I'm calling it VidPro. This isn't really the first version of it, but this is more refined. So everything just works perfectly, and we're using a pretty good API, and we can just use for as cheap as possible. So we can look at the settings. We're using Gemini API. We can get our API key, but we already have it set. And the advantage of using Gemini API and the advantage of using an inbuilt solution is that you don't have to send to another server and like wait for them to answer back, and like you have to pay them money. Like, yeah, we don't need that. And we can use this key 1,500 times per day for free. So that's why I'm using it. Also, it's one of the very best. And very quick too. So we can see that in the settings, we can customize a whole lot of things. But these are the defaults. You can set playlists that you want to autofill. I've set 2 of them. So even if you have multiple channels, you can just set multiple playlists, and the appropriate playlist will be selected upon quick customization. So yeah, there are a lot of settings. But personally, I think you should just add a few playlists and leave everything else as default. The only 2 buttons that I added is that you have an optimized video and generate titles button on the edit video page. And we have it on the edit video page because we are kind of using possibly the undo changes button. And if you're unhappy with the title, we can just generate new titles and select it, and it will be used. And the style of the description kind of generated based on seemingly best practices. So we have some tags, we have description that will be shown to possible interested parties, because it's gonna skip the first line and it's just gonna show a description which might help get clicks. We of course adding to the playlist, and of course we have end screens, and we also have like a bunch of tags. So suppose this would be a totally new video. We don't have anything else set up here. This is just the default. So we can click optimize video, and this is totally real time. We are just grabbing the transcript, and based on that and all the other information, we are just filling out, and we add the end screen as well. And save. So we have the tags. We added the playlist. You're using the end screen from the last video. We are not automatically generating an image because you should do that more carefully. And we have a title automatically. Of course, if you're unhappy with this, then you can undo the changes, and most likely you might be unhappy. Not necessarily, but you might be unhappy a little bit with the title, so we can generate new titles. So we might go with this, and of course the title will be automatically selected and added. The main improvements here that the previous version kind of used an experimental version of the Flash API, which somewhat had less consistent results. Also, the UI elements sometimes only loaded after you refreshed once. And interestingly, this is not something that almost anyone would care about, but I did consider it that you might want to have an extension that actually plays nice with other extensions that the users might be using. So they might use vidIQ, like I activated it currently. And what you might see is that many extensions don't really play nice with each other, but vidIQ is pretty nice with my extension. So we just have the button here. This is not really breaking anything here. And vidIQ is scoring my title. We can generate titles here. vidIQ is also trying to generate titles, but failing to. Also, they're limiting you to 1 refreshes per day. Well, in my case, you can do it 1,500 times per day. And according to their evaluation, then, well, we're gonna have automatic chapters because it's turned on, so it's not considering that. And we will obviously have a custom thumbnail later. So to use the other video as an example, it's seemingly having a problem with my longer title. which really shouldn't be a problem if the users actually see the title. And if it's cut off, it might be giving you SEO advantages. So when it comes to the title meta, you want it to be pretty much as long as possible, but not too long. So bigger YouTubers might have titles like, "You don't believe this," and that's their entire title. That's probably not gonna work for the smaller guys. Pretty much the idea should be that you should have a title that is not getting cut off, but otherwise it's as long as possible. My original inspiration for this extension was kind of being annoyed with vidIQ. So they have this, I guess, shortcuts here, but also they like to promote features that have questionable value, and they are pretty dang pricey too. So we got vidIQ here that costs £19 per channel per month, right? And mine costs 0 per infinite channels forever. And honestly, it's better. It's definitely more useful. And by the way, I clicked on the AI thumbnail builder. We have to wait like a minute here. And this is why I don't deal with thumbnails, because look at these thumbnails. They look like shit. And these recommendations are garbage. Dracon movie thumbnail. How does have any relevance to the topic at hand? So yeah, it does not. And by the way, that's not just one, but every single one. So I'm highly skeptical of their scoring system too, but I'm just trying to follow good practices here, which mainly means that what works for other creators. But regardless, we're playing nice, and you can easily set up a video in 1 minute, guaranteed. So that's it. Throw some coins at me if you like it.